It was exactly 11:58 p.m. in the quiet town of Ashwood, a small place where everyone knew everyone, or at least they thought they did. The streets were empty, and a thick fog curled around the dim streetlights. Inside his modest apartment, Ethan Harper, a 28-year-old journalist, was scrolling through his phone, trying to shake off the fatigue from a long day at work. Just as he was about to close his laptop, the phone on the table vibrated, unknown number. Ethan frowned. He rarely received calls after 10 p.m. Hesitating for a moment, he picked it up. A distorted voice whispered, "Do you remember the night in the woods?" The line went dead. Ethan stared at the phone. He had no idea who could be calling him or why. The night in the woods meant nothing, at least nothing he could remember. Introducing the protagonist, Ethan was known in Ashwood for his curiosity. Sometimes too much as a journalist, he covered local news. But lately he had been bored with routine stories. Lost cats, traffic accidents, occasional gossip about the mayor. Deep down, he wanted something more, something mysterious. And now it seemed the mystery had found him. He tried to sleep, but the call echoed in his mind. At 12:15 a.m., his phone rang again. Same unknown number. "You'll find it if you dare to look," the voice said this time. Before hanging up, Ethan's heart raced. A mix of fear and excitement coursed through him. He knew he couldn't ignore it. The first clues. The next day, Ethan began digging. He called the local police, but they had no reports of strange calls. He asked his neighbors. Nothing. Then he discovered a pattern. Several people in town had received similar calls in the past week, but everyone was too scared to speak up. He wrote down the names, locations, and times. It was like connecting dots on a map. He realized the calls were happening in a sequence, almost like the caller was leading someone somewhere, or warning them. At night, Ethan sat in his apartment with a notebook, flashlight, and phone. He tried calling back the unknown number. Each time the line went dead, or the distorted voice whispered another cryptic message. The past never forgets. Look under the floorboards. They are watching. Ethan didn't know who they were. He didn't know what he was looking for, but something in his gut told him this was not a prank. The first encounter. That night, Ethan decided to follow the last clue. A location was whispered in the call, a part of Ashwood that had been abandoned for decades. The Old Town Library, closed after a fire, was supposed to be haunted, according to local rumors. With a flashlight in hand and his heart pounding, Ethan stepped inside the derelict building. Dust filled the air. Broken windows let in the cold night wind. Every creak of the wooden floorboards made him jump. Suddenly, his flashlight landed on something peculiar. A small, worn-out journal, sitting on a dusty table as if someone had left it there deliberately. Flipping it open, he saw entries from years ago, describing people who disappeared mysteriously in Ashwood. The last entry read, "The midnight caller knows everything. Don't answer." At that moment, Ethan's phone vibrated again. Another call. "You shouldn't have come here alone," the voice hissed. The line went dead. Ethan's hands shook, but he couldn't look away from the journal. Something told him that this story, this mystery, was bigger than he had imagined. He stepped outside, looking at the foggy street. A figure appeared at the end of the street, hooded, face hidden. Ethan froze. His phone vibrated once more. Time is running out. And just like that, the figure vanished into the mist. Ethan knew one thing for sure. His life had just changed forever. The midnight caller had chosen him.